welcome back. We are here with John Parker from the Golden Rain Foundation. They had their meeting yesterday and he's going to give us that meeting report. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
Thank you. Well, for one thing, it was the shortest meeting we've ever had.
What did you all do afterwards with all that time?
Well, we had lunch.
Here you go. That's a
And
good
we
thing.
actually didn't have to, woof it down to start our afternoon meeting. We actually had a rather relaxed lunch. So it was nice. It was
That's
nice.
wonderful.
It wasn't a huge meeting in terms of our agenda, but one thing that was, I think, it's going to affect a lot of people in the village, and it's something that's long overdue, and that's that we made a decision to fund 2 new, not new, but repaired lawn bowling courts.
Oh, very good.
And the history of that is many years ago they decided to go from grass to an artificial surface.
Yes.
And the savings were considerable in terms of water and labor, because a lawn bowling green is like the greens on a golf course.
Yes.
That it has to be mowed almost daily at certain times of the year. So huge labor savings, huge water savings. It made sense. The experts in all of this artificial surface are Australian. And so when the contract was let to do the original work, they chose not to go with the Australian firm, but to go with someone local who had no experience whatsoever in this sort. So when they had their first tournament, the international or whatever group came out to certify the surface so that it was eligible for tournament play, and it failed. And that was the beginning of the fiasco. And about a year or so ago, we took one of the courts and lifted up the surface so that we could do soil probes.
Yes.
In the meantime, we were looking at the original contract, we were looking at the contractor, we're looking at the material to see if there was any sort of litigation recourse where we could either go after the installer or go after the manufacturer and recoup some costs. And the determination was that we were close to statute of limitations and we were close to warranty expiration.
Yes.
Plus, what it would cost us to litigate would probably be more than we would get back, or we'd be breaking even.
That is a consideration.
So then we made the decision to not litigate. And we got bids. And so what our action yesterday, and this was a result of something that occurred in the last M&C meeting. And what was really great was that our GRF committees are made up from a representative from the towers, 2 from United, and 2 from Third Mutual. So that committee represents the community. It doesn't just represent GRF. And that committee bit the bullet, and rather than trying to just do one court, they approved or recommended to the GRF board that we do both. There is a savings. If you do one at a time, it's more expensive than if you do both at the same time.
That's true.
But the total cost of what you have to put out to do both at the same time is, not an inexpensive amount. So we're doing it right. And the lawn bowling group has been patient, and so we were really, really happy that got resolved.
And quickly, it sounds.
Oh, no.
Oh, well.
This has been going on for years.
I guess because the meeting yesterday went so smoothly and so quickly.
Yeah, so that was a good thing, a very good thing. And one of the reasons our meeting was so short is we only had 2 member comments.
Oh my goodness.
That was unheard of. And one of those is a lady from Foundation, so she's always there.
Oh, okay.
Chris Collins. So one of the other smaller things that we dealt with is that we're going to try fans at the rear entry and the front entry to sort of mitigate the loss of cool air or warm air when the doors are opened. In this community center.
Community center, that's wonderful.
But that'll be part of other things that will be done. We see, anybody that's worked in this building or spends time in this building, we have issues with heating and air conditioning. And that's an ongoing problem as well. The other thing that we got into is we have raised the additional occupant fee, and the additional occupant seems to be a area where we feel there's probably some abuse of our facilities, and just it's not the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
And so part of trying to look at this, this will dovetail in with the gate project. It'll our increased vigilance and compliance and so on. So obviously every time we do anything with money, somebody will be unhappy, but we're up to $90 now for the additional occupant fee, but that will not go into effect. If I'm correct, I think it goes into effect January 1st.
So there's some time.
Well,
for
and it's a 30-day waiting period, so people can respond. But I think it goes in effective in the 2018. And the other, what else did we do? We did deal with a disciplinary matter, which I'd prefer not to go into on television. That was well recorded in the meeting.
Yes.
We approved the Aquadettes, gave them some money for the Aquadet show, and we also approved the use of a special use of Clubhouse 2 for the International Dance Group. That was on our consent calendar. And I think that's about it. We do have mobility this afternoon, and I'm happy to announce that Beth Perrick returned to the village yesterday with her husband John, and we're glad they're both back.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
So that's
that is concise.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm glad that the meeting went so well yesterday, and that you really did accomplish exactly what the residents were asking you to do.
Well, you always you please some people, and then there's But I know we made the right decision on the lawn bowling.
Oh yes, absolutely. It's going to be a really great addition to have this be up to par with what's needed for the tournaments.
Well, it's such a beautiful site, and then you see each court accommodates 48 people at a time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And so they've been down a court for quite a period. Ever since we tore up the cover, they've had one court. So they'll be happy to have two again.
Well, as soon as these storms pass in the next couple of days, it's time to get back out there and play some lawn bowling.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir, for being with us today. It's very good to hear everything the Golden Rain Foundation is doing for us all.
Thank you.
And thanks for being with us on this day.
Okay.
And thank you all for joining us as well. Right now, we're going to, after this message, meet with our friends from the Florence Henderson Memorial Senior Center. So stay with us just after this.